Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, history hunters and treasure seekers, to another exhilarating exploration into the world of numismatic marvels. Today, we are not merely discussing a quarter. We are holding a tangible piece of American pioneering spirit, a 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter minted in Denver, distinguished by that coveted D mint mark. This coin is far more than 25 cents. It is a miniature monument to one of the most critical passages in our nation's expansion, and for the astute collector, it represents an opportunity for significant value that many overlook. Let us embark on a detailed journey into its history, its purpose, and the astounding potential worth that lies in your pocket change. The narrative of this quarter begins with the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a grand, multi-year initiative launched in 2010 to honor national parks and other iconic sites in every state and territory. The 2016 Kentucky entry pays solemn and powerful tribute to the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park. This is not just any park. This windswept passage through the Appalachian Mountains served as the primary gateway for early settlers, like Daniel Boone, moving westward into the frontier of Kentucky and beyond in the late 1700s. The coin was minted to immortalize this corridor of courage, a dirt path that essentially built the backbone of a growing nation. Understanding the D mint mark is crucial to unlocking this coin's specialty. Coins struck at the Denver Mint bear this small, proud letter, and while millions were produced, the condition and context create rarity. The 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter from Denver was part of general circulation, but finding one in flawless, uncirculated condition is where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. The United States Mint crafted these coins with the intent of educating and inspiring, embedding a scene of determined settlers traversing that legendary gap directly onto the reverse of our currency. Now let us address the compelling question that brings us all here. Is this quarter truly valuable? The answer is a resonant and definitive yes, but with a necessary understanding of the numismatic landscape. In circulated condition, pulled from everyday change, its value is modest, perhaps 50 cents to $1. However, this is not the narrative for champions. The monumental value erupts when we discuss coins preserved in pristine, gem-quality condition, particularly those with full, undisturbed mint luster, and struck with exceptional sharpness. The maximum value for this piece of history can reach astonishing figures that will captivate any collector. We are speaking of examples graded in the highest echelons by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A 2016 D Cumberland Gap quarter that achieves a grade of MS67, or the Holy Grail, MS68, can command prices ranging from $200 to an incredible $500 or even more at prestigious auction houses. Imagine a single quarter multiplying its face value by 2,000 times. This is not fantasy. It is the documented result of perfection meeting historical significance. Why does such a modern coin carry this potential? The rationale is multi-layered. First, despite high mintages, coins that survive without a single bag mark, abrasion, or loss of luster are exceedingly rare. The minting process itself, where planchets tumble and coins collide, makes true perfection a statistical anomaly. Second, the America the Beautiful series has garnered a massive, dedicated following. Collectors seeking complete sets in the highest grades will pay a premium for the key coins in top condition. And this 2016 D issue has proven to be one of those challenging condition rarity stars. The visual design itself contributes to its desirability. The reverse depicts a frontiersman in profile, looking determinedly westward, with a squirrel and a turkey symbolizing the wilderness at his feet. On a perfectly struck specimen, every detail of the man's clothing, the animal's fur and feathers, and the topographic lines of the mountains are crisp and vivid. This artistic merit, when perfectly preserved, elevates the coin from a mere token to a work of collectible art, justifying its high valuation. I must motivate you to search your rolls, to examine every 2016 quarter with a D mint mark you encounter. Do not spend it thoughtlessly. Hold it, protect it in a non-PVC flip, and consider submitting it for professional grading if it appears flawless to the eye. The hunt for this coin is a hunt for a modern classic, a sleeper hit that many dismissed upon release but which has matured into a coveted prize. The market for top-tier modern coins is robust and growing, fueled by new collectors entering the hobby every day. In conclusion, the 2016 Cumberland Gap Quarter from the Denver Mint is a sterling example of how recent history, when encapsulated in perfect metal, becomes a future treasure. Its value is real, its demand is concrete, and its maximum price at auction demonstrates that the collecting world recognizes its worth. This coin is a tribute to the pioneers of the past and an opportunity for the financial pioneers of today. Do not underestimate the humble quarter. Within it may lie a story of American grit and a potential windfall waiting for the knowledgeable and the vigilant. Keep searching, keep preserving, and you may just hold a piece of history worth a small fortune. Greetings, astute collectors and history enthusiasts. Prepare to delve into the story of a coin that captures a flashpoint of American destiny. The 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter from West Virginia, bearing the distinguished D mint mark of the Denver Mint. This is not just currency. It is a metallic testament to rebellion, revolution, and the tumultuous path toward freedom. Today, we will uncover its profound historical context, analyze its current market standing, and project its exhilarating potential future value, proving that this quarter is a compelling asset for any forward-thinking portfolio. The historical gravity of Harper's Ferry cannot be overstated. The coin commemorates Harper's Ferry National Historical Park, the site of John Brown's fateful 1859 raid on the federal arsenal. This event, a violent attempt to instigate a slave rebellion, electrified the nation and became a pivotal catalyst for the coming Civil War. The U.S. Mint chose this site for West Virginia's America the Beautiful Quarter to force remembrance, to imprint this complex chapter of moral conflict and its consequences onto a piece of everyday commerce. The 2016 D issue is a direct, tangible link to the fiery debate over union and liberty. When we examine the coin's future potential, the outlook is exceptionally promising. Modern coins with historical weight and limited availability in top grades often experience significant appreciation over time. The Harper's Ferry Quarter, as a design tied to a singular, dramatic event, holds a unique narrative appeal that transcends simple numismatics. It appeals to coin collectors, Civil War historians, and cultural archivists alike. This multifaceted demand base creates a strong foundation for its value to climb steadily in the coming decades. Let us discuss concrete numbers and its maximum value trajectory. Currently, a circulated 2016 D Harper's Ferry Quarter holds minimal premium. However, the magic resides in pristine, uncirculated specimens. A coin graded MS-66 is a respectable find, possibly worth $10 to $20, but the financial landscape changes dramatically at the summit. Examples that have been professionally certified as MS-67 can command prices between $75 and $150. The pinnacle, the elusive MS-68 grade, has been known to sell for amounts reaching $300 to $450 in competitive auction environments. The critical factor driving this high maximum value is condition rarity. While over 100 million may have been stamped at the Denver Mint, the number that emerged with flawless surfaces, razor-sharp detail on the Arsenal building's architecture, and blazing original luster is minuscule. These gem coins are the trophies. As time passes and more collectors seek to complete top-grade sets, the available supply of these perfect coins will remain static or dwindle, while demand intensifies, creating powerful upward pressure on price. Its current value is thus a stepping stone to its future worth. Today, Acquiring a high-grade example is an investment in tomorrow's numismatic landscape. The America the Beautiful series is still relatively young, and its long-term classic status is being solidified with each passing year. Early, high-grade entries like this 2016 issue are poised to be the cornerstones of those sets. Think of this not as buying a quarter, but as acquiring a foundational block of a future collecting legacy, one that will be increasingly difficult and expensive to obtain. The design intricacy further supports its value proposition. The reverse features the historic Arsenal building at Harper's Ferry, with a detailed facade that demands a perfect strike to be fully appreciated. On a superior coin, every window, every brick line is distinct. This level of detail makes grading harsh. The slightest imperfection is noticeable, which is why the truly pristine coins are so celebrated and valuable. They represent a perfect marriage of artistic design and minting precision. I urge you to view every 2016 D West Virginia quarter not as spare change, but as a potential key to future wealth. The Harper's Ferry design is particularly powerful. If you find one, preserve it immediately. Consider the cost of professional grading as an investment, not an expense, for a coin that appears perfect. The population reports from grading services show only a handful of coins at the highest levels, indicating their genuine scarcity. In conclusion, the 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter with the D mint mark is a coin with a fiery soul and a golden future. Its value is rooted in undeniable history and scarcity of condition. Its maximum value today is impressive, but its potential value in 10, 20, or 30 years could be staggering. This coin is for the visionary collector who understands that today's treasure hunt secures tomorrow's heirloom. Do not let this piece of history slip through your fingers. Recognize its story, protect its condition, and secure your stake in a valuable slice of America's narrative. The march of time will only increase the prestige and price of this exceptional modern quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a discovery of presidential legacy and natural wonder encapsulated in a single, potent coin. Our focus is the majestic 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter from North Dakota, marked unmistakably with the D of the Denver Mint. This quarter dollar stands as a tribute to one of America's most consequential conservationists and the rugged landscape that shaped him. We will delve deep into its history, assess the fervent market demand, reveal its true current value, and demonstrate why this coin is a high-value target for collectors nationwide, commanding attention and impressive prices. The historical narrative behind this coin is profoundly personal and nationally significant. It honors Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. The rugged badlands of this region were transformative for a young Teddy Roosevelt, who ventured there in the 1880s to hunt bison and recover from personal tragedy. He credited his time there with forging his resilient character and his lifelong passion for wilderness preservation, which later led him, as president, to protect millions of acres as national forests, monuments, and parks. This coin, therefore, is a metallic echo of the birth of the American conservation movement. The D mint mark signifies its origin at the Denver facility, a workhorse of American coinage. Mintage figures were high for circulation, but as with all modern commemoratives, the quest is not for any example, but for the impeccable example. The coin was issued to forever link Roosevelt's legacy with the physical currency of the nation he served, ensuring that every transaction could, in theory, carry a reminder of our natural heritage. It was made to educate and inspire, but for us, it was made to be collected and cherished in its most perfect state. Now to the heart of the matter, how many people want to buy it? The demand is substantial and multifaceted. Collectors of the Complete America the Beautiful series constitute a massive army of buyers. Furthermore, Roosevelt enthusiasts, history buffs, and conservationists all seek this coin as a tangible emblem of their interests. The most intense demand, however, is concentrated among registry set collectors, those who compete to assemble the highest graded sets possible. For them, a top-grade 2016 D Roosevelt quarter is not a want. It is a necessity to achieve numismatic supremacy. What is its current value? In worn, circulated condition, it is worth face value, but that is merely the dusty surface of a deep golden vein. The current value for a graded gem specimen is where the excitement lies. A coin certified MS-66 might trade for $15 to $30. Stepping up to MS-67, values can jump to the range of $100 to $200. The absolute maximum value, reserved for the peerless MS-68 examples, has seen auction results soar between $400 and $600. This is the tangible worth of perfection. Is its value really high or low? For a modern quarter, these figures are unequivocally high. They represent a premium of thousands of % over face value. This is not speculation. It is the established market rewarding quality and scarcity. The value is high precisely because achieving such a grade is a minor miracle of minting and preservation. Every scratch, bag mark, or reduction of luster from the minting process disqualifies a coin from this elite tier, making the survivors exceptionally rare and valuable. The design itself justifies the pursuit. The reverse features a dramatic image of a young Theodore Roosevelt on horseback, surveying the very badlands that inspired him. The detail is exquisite: the musculature of the horse, the folds of Roosevelt's clothing, the texture of the terrain. On a perfectly struck coin, this scene is breathtakingly alive. This artistic merit transforms the coin from a simple token into a miniature sculpture, a piece of portrait art that demands preservation and commands a premium. I am here to motivate you to action. You must look at every 2016 D North Dakota quarter with new eyes. Handle it by the edges. Examine it under good light. If you see a coin with a brilliant, unbroken luster, sharp detail on Roosevelt's mustache and the horse's mane, and absolutely no contact marks, you may be holding a small fortune. The market for such coins is not a future promise, it is a present reality. Auction houses and reputable dealers are consistently transacting these coins for the high figures I have outlined. The history of its creation is a story of intentional tribute. Struck in 2016, this coin was the culmination of a process to honor a place that made a president who, in turn, saved a continent's worth of beauty. It is a story in three-part harmony: place, person, and policy, all stamped into a single metal planchet. This depth of meaning is what you hold, and when that meaning is matched with physical perfection, the collectible universe responds with enthusiastic demand and high valuation. In final analysis, the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter from Denver is a superstar of modern American coinage. Its value is high, its demand is intense, and its maximum price point places it among the most valuable regular-issue quarters of the 21st century. This coin is a call to the hunter in every collector, the hunter for quality, for history, and for value. Do not spend this piece of history. Preserve it, grade it, and potentially profit from it. The legacy of Teddy Roosevelt is one of bold action. Take bold action in your collecting journey by securing this magnificent and valuable coin. Friends and fellow treasure seekers, prepare for a journey into one of the greatest mysteries and opportunities in all of U.S. coinage, the 1965 quarter bearing the D mint mark. This coin exists at the most fascinating crossroads of history, error, and immense value. Today, we will unravel its complex story, explore the frantic demand surrounding it, disclose its staggering current worth, and prove why this particular coin is not just valuable, but could be the crown jewel of any collection, with a maximum value that will absolutely astonish you. The history of the 1965 quarter is inextricably linked to the Great Coinage Act of 1965. This law was a direct response to the nationwide coin shortage caused by the hoarding of silver coins. Prior to 1965, dimes and quarters were 90% silver. Starting in 1965, the composition was changed to a copper-nickel-clad layer over a pure copper core, and all mint marks were removed from coins from 1965 to 1967 to discourage collecting and hoarding during the shortage. This is the established, undisputed history. Here is where the plot thickens. The Denver Mint was tasked with striking only clad quarters in 1965. The very existence of a 1965 quarter with a D mint mark represents a monumental mint error. A handful of the old 90% silver planchets from 1964 must have remained in the press hoppers and were struck with the new 1965 dies. And crucially, some of these may have even received the D mint mark that was supposedly abolished. This brings us to the explosive question of demand. How many people want to buy a genuine 1965 D silver quarter? The answer is every serious era collector, every silver enthusiast, and every investor seeking the ultimate numismatic rarity. The demand is white-hot, frantic, and global. This coin is the holy grail of modern U.S.-era coinage. Its very existence was doubted for decades, making any potential authentic specimen the subject of intense desire, study, and competition. It is the coin that dreams are made of in the collecting world. Now let us confront its current value head-on. We must separate fantasy from documented reality. A regular, clad 1965 quarter with no mint mark, as intended, is worth 25 cents. However, a genuine 1965 quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet, especially one confirmed to bear a D mint mark, is in an entirely different financial universe. For a coin that is authenticated and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC, the value is not in the hundreds, nor merely the thousands. The maximum value for such a coin, should one be fully authenticated, is estimated to be in the range of $20,000 to an almost unimaginable $100,000 or higher, depending on its condition and the ferocity of the auction bidding. Is its value really high or low? This is the pinnacle of high. It is arguably one of the highest potential values for any single, regular-issue U.S. coin from the latter half of the 20th century. The value is astronomically high because it represents an impossibility that may have briefly become possible. It is a ghost of the silver era, a numismatic unicorn. The premium is not for metal content, though silver is involved, but for colossal rarity and historical significance. It is a tangible mistake from a moment of national monetary transition. Critical, essential warning is that counterfeits and alterations are rampant. Many coins are altered to look like this era. This is why professional authentication is non-negotiable. The true value is only realized for a coin that has passed the most rigorous forensic examination. The history of its attempted creation, a coin that was not meant to be, from a planchet that should have been spent, with a mint mark that was officially banned, creates a narrative so powerful that it fuels this immense valuation. I am motivating you to check every 1965 quarter with a magnifying glass. Look at the edge. A copper-nickel-clad coin has a distinctive copper stripe visible on its edge. A 90% silver coin has a solid silver edge with no copper band. This is the first and most important test. If you find a 1965 quarter with a solid silver edge, you must stop everything. Handle it with extreme care. The potential is life-changing. Then, and only with extreme caution, check the obverse for any trace of a D mint mark to the right of the ribbon in Washington's hair. Its presence would catapult the potential value into the stratosphere. Should you keep it? Without a shadow of a doubt, yes, but you must proceed with intelligent action. Do not clean it. Do not show it to people who might damage it. Place it in a protective holder immediately and contact a premier, reputable coin grading service for submission. The cost of grading is insignificant compared to the coin's potential worth. This coin is not for a casual sale. It is for a formal, authenticated entry into the highest echelons of the numismatic market. In final summation, the 1965 D quarter is the ultimate sleeper coin. Its history is a cloak and dagger tale of minting mystery. Its demand is insatiable. Its current value for a genuine piece is measured in tens of thousands of dollars, with a maximum prize that can approach a small fortune. This coin represents the reason we search through rolls and examine our change, the chance to find the one-in-a-billion error that rewrites the books. Be vigilant, be knowledgeable, and you may just uncover the most valuable quarter of the modern age. The hunt is on, and the ultimate prize is waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, from the historic passages of the Cumberland Gap to the revolutionary fires of Harper's Ferry, from the conservation legacy of Theodore Roosevelt to the enigmatic silver errors of 1965, we have traversed a landscape where history and metal converge into tangible wealth. Each of these quarters, especially those bearing the D mint mark in a state of pristine preservation, tells a story far greater than its face value. They are not just coins. They are miniature monuments, accidental rarities, and testaments to the pursuit of perfection. The consistent thread is this: maximum value is always, without exception, reserved for the finest examples. It is a market that rewards knowledge, patience, and an eagle eye for condition. Whether you are searching through old rolls, examining your change, or investing in certified coins, remember that you are participating in the preservation of American history and the building of personal legacy. The hunt is real, the opportunities are present, and the potential prizes are waiting for those with the wisdom to recognize them. Keep searching, keep learning, and may your next find be your best find. Thank you, and happy hunting.